Now we will read the chapter. Open page number 15 and write today's date. Lesson 2, Jadav and the Tree Place by Vinayak Verma. Majuli in Assam is the largest river island in the world. Island means a place surrounded by water on all the sides. It lies in the river Brahmaputra. The island is covered by the Molai forest. It was planted by Jadav Payeng, whose nickname is Molai. Jadav started planting trees on the island in 1979 and plants them to this day. This means he is still planting trees. One day, 16-year-old Jadav Payeng was walking along the banks of the Brahmaputra. Banks means land on the side of the river. He reached a big empty place with no trees. It was hot and dry. The sand was powdery and striped. Underline powdery and striped. Striped sand? How could sand be striped? Jadav went closer. The ground was covered with snakes. The flood had brought them to the banks. Underline flood. Flood means lot of water on the land. The snakes did not hiss or move or try to bite Jadav. Poor snakes, they had died of the heat. They had died because of heat. If only they had some shade to lie in, underline shade. If only this no tree place had some trees in it, thought Jadav. Jadav thought that if there had been some trees in that place, there would have been shade and the life of the snakes would have been saved. The dead snakes made him very sad. He wanted to do something so that no more animals would die like this. He ran back to his village and collected all, underline village and collected, the bamboo shoots, underline bamboo and shoots. Shoots means the part of the plant that comes out of the soil when a plant starts to grow. He could carry in his bag. Most plants wouldn't grow in the hot sand, but bamboo would. This means bamboo could easily grow in the hot sand. Jadav brought the shoots to the no tree place and started planting them everywhere. It was hard work in the hot sun and it took years. The river grew thin one summer, underline summer, and flooded the next. Sometimes bringing more sand and sometimes taking it away. This means there was less water one year and the other year it was flood. So sometimes the sand was more and sometimes the sand was less. Heavy rains came and went, but Jadav kept planting trees. The bamboo grew slowly. As it grew, it brought shade, and the shade brought insects, underline insects. Now, as there was shade, the insects came. The insects burrowed into the ground. Burrowed means they made holes in the ground. And the soil under the bamboo trees began to change. Over the years, the dry and white soil became rich brown soil. Now the soil was fertile. Jadav was no longer sad, but he wasn't happy either. This means he was not sad, but he was not also happy. He looked around his small group of bamboo trees and thought, a few trees place is nice. I know, but how wonderful it would be, underline wonderful, if this were a many trees place. Now Jadav wanted to make the few trees place to a many trees place. So Jadav went back to his village and began collecting many more seeds and young trees. Now that the few trees place had lovely brown soil, underline lovely, he could plant different kinds of trees. Now the soil was rich brown soil. Now so other trees than the bamboo can also grow there. Jadav brought his new saplings, underline saplings. Saplings means young trees, and seeds to the few trees place and planted them all around. It was hard work. His back hurt, means his back pained. And it took many years. Villages became towns. The river became grey. This means the river became old. But Jadav's insect friends helped till the soil. Till means to prepare the soil for growing crops. And his tall bamboos gave him shade and cooled the air. And Jadav kept planting trees. Soon his plants took root and started growing. As they grew, they spread new seeds. The seeds from the plants fell down, and the new seeds in turn took root. Shoots became trunks, underline trunks. Trunks grew branches, underline branches. And the branches reached for the sky. This means tall trees started growing there. What was once a no tree place became a green many trees place. As the trees grew, insects came. Then came birds. First came small birds like warblers, wagtails, parakeets and chats to eat insects and fruits. As insects came there and there were many trees, the birds came there to eat the insects and fruits. Then large birds like vultures, pelicans, hornbills and storks followed. After that, large birds also came there. They flew in from near and far to make their nests in Jadav's tree place. Now, the birds came from far away places also to make their nests. Next came the animals, deer, rabbits, monkeys, and later even large animals like buffaloes, elephants, tigers, and rhinos. Finally, there came the snakes. They cooled themselves in the shade of Jadav's trees. When Jadav saw the snakes, he sat down and cried happy tears. This means now he was very happy. His tree place had finally become a forest. Underline forest. Jadav is known as the forest man of India because he planted a forest. Underline planted. He is growing old. Underline growing. But he still plants seeds and young trees. Underline young. In all the no tree places he sees. He wants to bring back all the old forests that have been cut down. He wants the whole world to be a happy, lovely, lots of trees place.